Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. My name is Lucas, and today we're going to be using a tool, one of my favorite tools when it comes to generating designs. It's called UX Pilot, and I've used this in a few of my previous YouTube videos, right? Basically generating designs and bringing them into Figma, bringing them into Lovable, and today we're going to be doing just that. We're going to be basically generating a design here in UX Pilot and bringing that into Lovable, right? Just for me to kind of show you the process of how that works, right? And not only are we going to bring this into Lovable, we're also going to bring this into Framer, right? Because I like to build my apps in Lovable, but I like to build my marketing landing pages in Framer, right? So every app needs a good marketing website. So basically, we're going to generate the app. We're going to generate some of the designs here in UX Pilot, and we're going to generate the design of that landing page here in UX Pilot to later bring into Framer, right? So if this sounds interesting for you guys, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I'm here in UX Pilot and I'm here in the design web tool, right? We can go to dashboard and you can choose the different web tools. We have hi-fi UI design, we have wireframing, we have UX design review, but we're gonna go into design and we can do a start design file. Well, in this case, let's say that we want to build some type of dashboard. So we can call this dashboard UI. And here, this is the page context. So add instructions for how AI should generate designs on this page. So example, use dark theme colors, create minimal layouts with a lot of white space. For menu, use home analysis settings. Okay, so we can basically give it some instructions here. And we also have the option to enhance the prompt once we write something. And we can say the main goal of this dashboard is to track restaurant visitors based on online bookings. So yeah, let's see how that goes. Let's just fix a spelling here everywhere. Let's add that C and let's enhance the prompt. So we have the same product name. So basically this is the result of enhancing the prompt. And I guess it's a very good idea to do this because it enhances the prompt in the best way possible for this AI to kind of understand everything. So product name, restaurant tracker. So we have the dashboard, visitor insights, booking analytics, settings. We have the product overview. So it's a tool designed to provide a comprehensive view of restaurant visitor patterns. That's great, right? It's a much better way of what we were trying to say. So we have these different colors: charcoal black, vibrant orange. I like that. And we have other types of descriptions or basically design elements like accent colors, spacing, border. Spacing is actually a good one. We can even increase the spacing to about 60 pixel padding so there's more white space. So we have a clean sans serif font. Let's actually put, instead of Helvetica Neue, let's put in like SF Pro. And then it gives us like the different font sizes. That's great. Icons, which is great. And predominant use of line graphs and bar graphs to represent visitor data. Amazing. So let's click on create. And once we click on create, we basically have this set up and I can just go around and kind of explore everything. So we have these saved ones. Okay, these are ones that I've done in the past, but we can generate something. So this is just like a step-by-step thing here. Let's go ahead and click on hi-fi design and we can go ahead and click on the standard, or we can choose this one, this Flowbyte, which is also a really nice design system, or we can actually create our own design system. And we can use this basically with some type of plugin. And this plugin would basically, pull your design system from Figma, which is actually a great other video idea. Please let me know if you'd like to watch that as well. But in this case, let's use maybe the Flowbyte. I guess I can use it. Let's see. And screen type, let's do desktop. And then here's where we want to basically add in our context. And we have this also generate more detailed and high quality designs. Okay, we can put this deep design thing. And in order to use it, we have to use a standard model. So let's just do that. And we can also create flows. So flows based on the different pages that that are gonna be included, right? And over here in the context, if we click on this, we have a great video of how to prompt for this context and also for the different flows. I would suggest you watching that. So here I'm going to write design a dashboard that, and I'm going to go up here and just copy this, provide a comprehensive view of restaurant visitor patterns. So I'm going to give it like basically this first chunk of text. And then what I would want to do is kind of set up the structure of this dashboard. So we need the dashboard. The dashboard would have a nav, like a side panel. The more, the more detailed you can be, the better. But in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and try to do this very, you know, basic like this, using what we had before. And actually over here, we have two tools. If we click on this little pen tool, we have prompt examples. So it gives us some examples of what we can add. So most of these are very basic, but we can click on enhance prompt like we did before, and we basically get something similar to what we had before, but with a slightly different structure, not with many, you like strict color rules and stuff like that, but more with components that should be added. For example, like a filter selection panel. So more like sections, right? So I'm going to write design a dashboard that, and then go up here, and again, just copy this text. Design a dashboard that provides a comprehensive blah, blah, blah. And then we go ahead and enhance this prompt. And then we get something cool, right? So we get the UI component, top navigation bar. We get the central dashboard area featuring line graphs and bar graphs. So it's best to just get that first setting, bring that here, and then enhance that prompt. We get the different sections here, key metrics, settings, right? And screen type desktop. Perfect. So we could also add references. In this case, I don't have any references, but you could add them if you'd like. If you like, for example, some type of dashboard or like some type of UI, I guess you can add that as a reference. We're going to keep this deep design on. I'm very interested to see how that works. And then we can add screens, right? And then in this case, I'm going to go ahead and click on autoflow. And we have the different pages. We have the settings page. We have the analysis of booking data page. We have the detailed insights page, comprehensive dashboard, which is the main page, as you can see. And then let's go ahead and click on generate. And as it generates, you can see that it takes 48 tokens to generate. And when you first start off with UX Pilot, you get 90 tokens to start off with. So that's great. So you can basically do this with a free version. So as the pages start generating, we do get some nice designs. So this, for example, would be the settings page, where we can see that we can change the different themes. We have the different color accents that we can choose from, different types of chart displays and data labels that we would want to enable or not. We also have like a dashboard view, a visitor insight view, right? Dashboard would just be like the main information, recent bookings, time distribution. So it's basically like the ultimate dashboard for tracking your restaurant visitors. So while this loads, so this is basically going to be the Lovable information, the Lovable design. And what I want to do is I want to create something underneath, which we can bring into Framer, right? I want this to be a landing page that has some type of form where people can book, where they can book a table, and that information can go into that dashboard. So I wrote down here, restaurant tracker landing page to provide a landing page with a booking system that allows you to book a table, amount of visitors, time, and pre-order food. So let's go ahead and enhance this prompt. And we can see that our first app design is almost getting done. I mean, it needs a little bit more time because it has this deep design feature, but you can see that it's getting more and more advanced in terms of the design. We now have this side navigation, but over here we have our UI components, header section, main booking, clear call to action, sidebar to show upcoming. Yeah, this looks great. Remove this and create an auto flow for this specific context, which would be the landing page that we're going to eventually build in Framer. And I'm going to just build one page, but just to kind of show you the idea of how to do it. So let's click on generate. And if we scroll down over here, we start getting these two different generations or more. I think it's like 5 of these different pages that belong to this home page that kind of gets the booking of the user and then sends it to that app, which is up here. And we already start getting some ideas. We have this nav bar at the top with user authentication, I guess. And we have this, basically this form, book a table, table size, number of visitors, date, time, pre-order food, special request, confirm booking. And we can see like upcoming bookings. I don't think this is so necessary, but this is already like a great start to kind of use this for our own website. I also like this particular section with the quick stats, average wait time 12 minutes, tables available 8 out of 20. So this looks pretty cool. I mean, all in all, the whole idea of UX Pilot, in my opinion, is to give you like a good shortcut into designing something good, right? All right, so we can go ahead and start bringing this into Lovable. So let's just, before we do that, just check to see what we have here. We have edit screen further, where we can basically do a few adjustments. For example, we can edit some things with the colors. If we don't like it, we can make this a little bit more simple in terms of not making it so complicated. It might be a little bit too complicated. You can do different types of adjustments here. Now over here, over here, sorry, we can view the source code, which is something that I might want to test out with you guys today to see how that works. We can copy it over here and basically provide that to Lovable. Let's see if that works. If not, we can just do it like this and exporting this as a image or PNG, right? That should also work. We also have the option to change the font or go back in the prompt history or use this as context, like in a further prompt. In this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to export this as an image. So just go like this, export. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to view the source code and copy this and bring this into Lovable. So let's see if this works. And in Lovable, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this over here and just basically get everything from here, copy this, paste this in here, and I'm going to go back and copy the code that I forgot. So copy the code, and we can basically maybe, so I wrote here, use the following code as a design reference. So let's go ahead and click on submit. And the moment of truth, we do need a few adjustments. As you can see over here, this padding is a little bit too big, but we can go ahead and edit that. We can go here and we can ask Lovable to modify this div. So I just said there seems to be a large left padding. Please make it the same padding as on the right side. And I also included a screenshot, which I always think is best to do. And notice how I didn't add any screenshot to this first prompt. So I want to kind of see what the difference is between adding the code and adding just a screenshot. So let's go here and paste this again. And now what we're going to do is, now we're going to attach an image, and we're going to attach the image that UX Pilot gave us. And basically now we have the image, no code. Let's just click on the submit and kind of see the differences here. And now we have the one with the image as a reference. And actually the image one did a much better job also in terms of the side nav. So we can see that there's like some type of bug, but it doesn't matter. We can fix that. But we have this, I'm just looking at the design, right? It's looking much more like we had it in UX Pilot in comparison to this one, right? This one still looks pretty good. It's still looking, I mean, it's okay. It's still good, but I just have a much better feeling with this one in terms of like a good, nice looking interface, right? And the similarities between this and UX Pilot more similar than in comparison with the other one. All right, so now that we integrated that with Lovable, the next step is to now bring this into Framer. I've never done this, but I have a kind of like a hypothesis on how we're going to do this. So my guess is that we bring this into Figma first, and then we bring this into Framer. We can go ahead. There is a source code, the source code, but we don't need that. Let's just do the save for Figma. We click on save, and I'm opening Figma right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the UX Pilot plugin. So on the top, you don't really see it from my screen, but you can click on plugins and then search for UX Pilot and you'll get this. And you could also generate designs here in Figma directly. You don't have to do it in the website, but I did it in the website. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on my design, my save designs over here. And here we can find our design that we wanted, right? It's right here, looking good. We can already start seeing that we have a body, we have the header, we have the main, we have the footer. So it's nicely named. So that's going to help us a lot inside of Framer. But let's go ahead and just import this into Framer, right? So I'm going to select this frame. All right, and now we can search for this Figma to HTML with Framer plugin. Click on that, and you can see it's copying everything. Now we just got to copy to clipboard. Perfect. And now it's copied 217 layers, paste in Framer. So we're going to do that. So I'm opening up Framer, and what we're going to do is the following. We need to set up the different viewports. That's something that I always do. Keep in mind that this is 1200 because it's going to change now, but we got to put it back to 1200. Oh no, it didn't change. That's great. So we have the design now inside of Framer. We just need to make sure that it's all responsive. But if we go to our layers, we can see that all of these different squares need to turn into this. And the key to doing that is by turning it into a layout. As you can see, everything has to be in a layout so that it can all be responsive. So we're just going to go ahead and start with that. As you can see, this is all turning into a layout. It's mostly setting the heights to fit and the widths to fill, unless they contain different elements like text. So for the header, we're pretty much done. We just have to add some padding. So we can add some padding like this. All right, and once it's done, you can get something like this inside of Framer. All right, and once it's done, you can get something like this right inside of Framer, responsive with a nice footer, nice middle section with a form that can basically collect different things. And eventually you can send that information into Google Sheets and sync that into Lovable. I have another video on that that I actually did about 2-3 days ago. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this whole process from UX Pilot to Lovable, from UX Pilot to Figma to Framer, right? A lot of work being done here, but a lot of cool things that we can build with AI, especially now with AI and design. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if what type of content you would like to see with a tool like UX Pilot, for example. And yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.